Hello everyone, welcome to another video from our Graceful Faith channel. Today we have an intriguing and profound topic to discuss: why you should never tell anyone what you're doing. Let's explore this question through the Holy Scriptures and reflect on its implications in our daily lives. Stay with us until the end, and let's learn together. To begin with, let's recall the story of Joseph, which we find in the book of Genesis. Joseph was Jacob's favorite son and received a colorful cloak as a sign of this special love. Driven by youth and enthusiasm, Joseph shared his dreams with his brothers. Let's read Genesis 37:5-8. Joseph, Jacob's favorite son, had a special gift for dreaming and interpreting dreams. From an early age, his night visions revealed mysteries and future events to him. On one such occasion, Joseph had a significant dream which he decided to share with his brothers, perhaps without foreseeing the consequences. And Joseph had a dream and told it to his brothers, and they hated him all the more. And he said unto them, I beseech you, hear this dream that I have had. We were binding sheaves in the field, and behold, my sheaf arose, and also stood upright, and lo, your sheaves compassed it about, and bowed themselves to my sheaf. Joseph's revelation had a profound and negative impact. His brothers, already resentful of the favoritism he received from Jacob, felt even more threatened and jealous. Then said his brethren unto him, Wilt thou then reign over us? Will you have dominion over us? Therefore they hated him all the more for his dreams and for his words. The discontent and envy of Joseph's brothers grew to such an extent that they decided to get rid of him. Seizing an opportunity, they sold him into slavery to merchants on their way to Egypt. This betrayal seemed like a tragic end to Joseph's dreams, but in fact it was only the beginning of a series of divinely orchestrated events. Despite the initial adversity, Joseph prospered in Egypt. His integrity and ability to interpret dreams caught the attention of Potiphar, an official of Pharaoh, and later Pharaoh himself, who appointed him governor of the whole land of Egypt. Joseph's dreams came true in a surprising and powerful way, culminating in the exact fulfillment of his visions. When famine struck the region, his brothers came to Egypt in search of food and unknowingly bowed down to Joseph, fulfilling the prophecy of the sheaves. Joseph's story offers an important lesson about the wisdom of sharing our plans and dreams. Not everyone around us is ready or willing to hear about our ambitions and visions. Envy and disbelief can become significant obstacles, like the hatred Joseph's brothers felt. In Proverbs 21:23 we are advised, He who guards his mouth and his tongue guards his soul from trouble. This verse highlights the importance of being prudent when talking about our dreams and plans. Often when we share our visions, we face criticism, envy, or disbelief that can discourage us or even sabotage our efforts. Keeping our plans secret until we are ready to carry them out can be a wise strategy to protect our heart and our journey. In addition, Joseph's story also teaches us about perseverance and faith. Even in the face of extremely difficult circumstances, he maintained his integrity and trust in God. His journey shows us that regardless of the difficulties and betrayals we may face, there is a greater purpose guiding our lives. As we reflect on Joseph's life, we are encouraged to follow our dreams with courage, wisdom, and discretion. We must be attentive to the people with whom we share our goals, recognizing that not everyone will be able to support our vision. Prudence in communication, combined with an unshakable faith, can help us achieve our dreams in surprising and life-changing ways, just as it did for Joseph in Egypt. So, as we cultivate our dreams and work towards realizing them, let's remember to guard our words wisely, protecting our souls from anguish and keeping our faith firm in the promises we believe in. Like Joseph, we can witness the fulfillment of our visions, even if the road to them is full of challenges and surprises. The Bible teaches us to be prudent and to entrust our plans to God. In Matthew 6:6, Jesus instructs us, "But when you pray, go into your room, and when you have shut your door, pray to your Father who is in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you openly." This passage not only guides us in the practice of prayer, but also applies to our projects and dreams. By keeping our plans between us and God, we avoid negative external influences and allow God to guide our steps, providing a clearer and more protected path. Furthermore, when we achieve our goals without fanfare, we demonstrate the strength of our character and our trust in God. In James 1:19 we read, "You know this, my beloved brethren, but let every man be ready to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger." This wisdom encourages us to cultivate patience and discretion, essential qualities for spiritual and personal success. Being slow to speak means pondering our words and actions, avoiding rash actions that could jeopardize our plans. Let's now look at another biblical example that reinforces this idea. During his ministry, Jesus often performed miracles and taught his disciples in private before going public. In Mark 7:36, after healing a deaf and mute man, Jesus ordered him not to tell anyone about the miracle. And he commanded them that they should tell no one, but the more he forbade them, the more they spread the word. Jesus understood the importance of the right time and the right context for each revelation. This teaches us that there are times when it is best to hold back our deeds and plans until they are ready to be shared. There is also an important spiritual dimension to this practice of discretion. When we keep our plans secret, we give God room to work in our lives without interference. In Psalms 46:10, it says, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the Gentiles. I will be exalted above the earth." Being still and trusting in God involves not only our faith, but also our actions and words. This means being prudent and waiting for the right time to share our plans and achievements. Another story that exemplifies the importance of keeping a low profile is that of Nehemiah. When Nehemiah was given the mission to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem, he didn't announce his plans straight away. In Nehemiah 2:12 he says, "Then I arose in the night, I and a few men with me, and I told no one what my God had put in my heart to do in Jerusalem. And there was no animal with me except the animal on which I was riding." Nehemiah worked in silence, planned carefully, and only revealed his plans when everything was ready to be executed. His prudence was essential to the success of the reconstruction. Nehemiah faced opposition and challenges, but his discretion and careful planning allowed him to overcome the difficulties and carry out God's work. This teaches us that by keeping our plans to ourselves, we are protecting our intentions and better preparing ourselves to face any obstacle. His story is a clear example of how discretion and wisdom in sharing information can be crucial to achieving our goals. Finally, let's consider the practical wisdom of the popular saying, "Silence is golden." In Ecclesiastes 3:7, we are reminded that there is a time to be silent and a time to speak. Knowing when to share and when to keep silent is an art that can help us avoid unnecessary conflict and preserve peace in our lives. This practical wisdom is valuable in all aspects of life, from our personal relationships to our most ambitious projects. By cultivating prudence and discretion, we strengthen our ability to navigate life's challenges with grace and wisdom. In short, the Bible teaches us that prudence and discretion are fundamental virtues for those who want to achieve their dreams and live according to God's will. By entrusting our plans to God and waiting for the right moment to share them, we protect our hearts and pave the way for success. May we learn from the examples of Jesus, Nehemiah, and other biblical characters, and practice the wisdom of guarding our dreams in the silence of faith. So the next time you have a big dream or plan, remember biblical wisdom. Trust in God, work in silence, and let your results speak for themselves. By doing this, you will not only protect your dreams, but also strengthen your faith and character. Now, I want to hear from you. What does this story mean to you? Have you ever been in a situation where sharing your plans did more harm than good? How do you deal with it today? Share your experiences and reflections in the comments below. Let's create a space of mutual support and learning. I hope this reflection has touched your heart and given you new perspectives on how to deal with your plans and dreams. It's important to remember that biblical wisdom teaches us to be prudent and to guard our plans and dreams carefully. By doing so, we avoid negative influences and are better prepared to face the challenges that may arise. Think of life as a big garden. Our dreams are like seeds that we plant. When seeds are planted, they need a protected and nurturing environment in order to grow. If we expose them to wind and weather prematurely, we run the risk of them not growing or being lost along the way. So are our plans and dreams. They need to be guarded, cultivated with patience and care, so that when the time comes, they blossom and bear fruit. What's more, by guarding our plans, we make room for God to work in our lives in ways we might not even imagine. Faith teaches us to trust God, even when we don't see the whole path ahead of us. In Philippians 4:6-7, we are advised, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, let your requests be made known to God by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your thoughts in Christ Jesus." When we take our worries and plans to God, we find peace and guidance. God guides and protects us, helping us to avoid the obstacles that could divert us from our goals. And finally, remember that the journey is just as important as the destination. Every step we take towards our dreams is an opportunity for growth and learning. Don't rush to share every detail, but enjoy the process. Trust that, when the time is right, everything will be revealed according to the divine plan. I hope this reflection has touched your heart and given you new perspectives on how to deal with your plans and dreams. Remember that God is always with us, guiding our steps. Trust in Him and move forward with faith and discretion. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next videos. See you tomorrow, and God bless you all.